Welcome to another episode of Talk About and Flex. It's your boy, NBT, fat floating brother doing anything a skinny person can do, and that's a fact. This episode is very, very special. Special to me, special to a lot of people back home whose lives were changed after this history in the making. Over 152 years at Albany High School in Albany, New York. I have the honor, the blessing to interview Onovu Otitigbe, the first Black valedictorian for Albany High School. How you doing?
I'm good.
Thank you so much for coming on to the show. I know you were doing like an interview tour. I know your mom was explaining your schedule the other day, and I'm like, wow. Um, so I do appreciate you taking the time. So what we're gonna do, I'm gonna ask you some questions. We're gonna have some little fun here and just go about everything you've just been through, your experience and what it meant to you. So, in your own words, who are you?
I think that one of the things about me, I don't think I fit like a category of a person. And I've been really privileged throughout my life to be able to have all these different experiences that kind of make up who I am. So I would like categorize myself, I guess, as like a musician because I really like playing instruments. I've been involved in things like orchestra and playing the piano for like over a decade at this point. And then at the same time, I really like engineering and science and medicine and all those kinds of things. So doing extracurriculars that pertain to that have been really fun for me because I like to tap into my creative side, which is like music, but it's also like innovation and engineering and those kinds of things. And then, I did some sports in high school. So I did like get a little bit into athletics. And then, and in general, I'm just like a teenage girl. So I like doing teenage girl things. I hang out with my friends. I just like living life. So I don't think I think one of the nice things about life is you don't have to categorize yourself. Like like I said, I've gotten to like experience so many different things. So, I'm also like a Nigerian woman, so the part of my culture, just growing up in a Nigerian household, and learning these values of education, of developing relationships with people, all those parts are parts of who I am as well. So that's I guess how I would sum up who I am.
That's awesome. That's a blessing. That's awesome. Now I'm gonna go through some stuff that I know about you, and if there's anything I'm missing, please correct me. So you played soccer. You're the president of the robotics club and key club. Shout out to the key club. I was a key club when I was at Hackett Middle School. So shout out to that. You're the editor in chief of the school paper. You sing in the choir. You play in a jazz improv band, and you work in a nursing home. Am I missing anything else? Because I was getting ready to give you the humanitarian and lifetime achievement award.
I don't think so. I like I kind of said earlier, I just like to get involved in a lot of different things. One of the biggest things about my experience in the Albany City School District and life in general is the relationships I was able to build are really what made my experience. And that was only because I was involved in so many different things with so many different kinds of people. But yeah, I think you touched on all of them.
And I respect it. And shout out to Albany City School District. Like I said, that's who made me who I am today. So shout out to them. That is an amazing school district that I'll never forget. Always a Falcon, once a Falcon, always a Falcon. Now, walking into Albany High School 4 years ago, was this in your sight at Albany High to be the valedictorian?
So like when I went to Myers for middle school, and when I was at Myers, I was valedictorian there. And so I already got to experience what it was like to kind of work towards a goal for a sustained period of time. And it was really rewarding because like that phrase of like hard work pays off, you don't really understand it until it does. So I knew going into high school that I wanted to keep up that same level of like diligence and commitment to my schoolwork. But I also knew that the competition in terms of like it's a bigger pool at Albany High. There's way more kids. All these kids are like incredibly talented and everything like that. So I knew it would be more difficult, but it was still something that I wanted to try to work towards.
Okay, all right, that's awesome. And now, what did this mean to you and your family to being a valedictorian at Albany High after being a valedictorian in Myers Middle School?
I think it's just a reflection of what happens when you have like that supportive network of people that constantly believe in you, that kind of drive you to reach those kinds of goals. Like I never will take all the credit, all of the credit for anything that has come to me. It's always been a result of, teachers willing to stay after school with me to, go over work that I didn't understand, to family members that, you know, understood parts of my homework that I didn't and would talk me through it, to, you know, people that were, you know, shuttling me around to, you know, recitals or extracurriculars, all these kinds of stuff that, you know, made my high school experience what it was. So it's definitely like a community one.
That's amazing. That's amazing. So shout out to your village, that your support system, your circle that's had your back. And now, in life, who's your biggest inspiration?
Hmm. That is a really good question. I don't think I could chuck it down to like one person. I would definitely say like my mom has been in my corner for like behind every single accomplishment, every single, you know, thing that I've ever been able to accomplish. Always, even times where like, you know, I kind of have talked about this before, but I was really interested in engineering and being part of robotics club and all these STEM things. And inevitably, I was also had to become used to being the only Black person there, the only woman there. And it was really difficult situation to navigate if I didn't have my mom to come home and like kind of talk to about it, to kind of not force me into the room, but help me to understand that I deserve to be in these spaces that sometimes I felt like I didn't. Then I would not be where I am right now. So her like commitment to, you know, driving me to be successful and understanding, you know, the power that I have to shape my future has been incredibly integral in my journey. And then also my grandma, who I live with as well. And she's just the embodiment of like the immigrant story of, you know, coming here as like a teenager and like navigating a completely different world and then being able to be as successful as she is, but then also valuing character, like being kind is something that was drilled into me as a kid. And sometimes I think when you want to be successful, you can get caught up in like that thing of me. But one of the things I really appreciate about my family is that like, they always taught me to like be a good person, like be kind, be humble, you know, be generous, value relationships, value people. And I think those are like the greatest lessons. Like if that's something that I could take away instead of like, you know, remembering all these like equations for, you know, my school stuff or whatever, that's better than, you know, just having this like vision of being successful only for yourself. That's why I always talk about, you know, my village or my community, because that's something that I was taught to value from a really young age. And so I really appreciate that they were able to raise me in a way where I saw the importance of that.
Shout out to mom and grandma. You guys are doing a great job. Now, what is your ultimate dream?
So when I was little, I actually said I wanted to be a librarian. And then
Okay.
as time went on, I got really interested in medicine. So I remember saying I wanted to be a cardiothoracic surgeon. And it's always been something related to like medicine. And then as I got into high school and I got into like these engineering stuff, I was like, well, I don't want to kind of just do medicine. And luckily for me, like the concept of biomedical engineering has become a really big thing. But a term that was coined by John Hopkins is called a surgeoneer, where they combine like a robotic surgery with medicine. And that was something that was like the perfect, you know, marriage of my interest. So eventually I'd like to specialize in pediatric robotic assisted neurosurgery because I really like kids and, you know, I really like the brain and I would really like to be able to perform these surgeries, but also incorporating my love of robotics with that. So that's my end goal. But like college is supposed to be a time where you're supposed to explore and everything like that. So I'm pretty sure I'm going to like end up finding something that I didn't even know existed. And then maybe my mind will change. But for right now, that's what I want to do.
I feel like I'm talking to a grown adult. That is amazing. That is amazing. Now you're off to college. Where are you going to college?
I'll be going to Harvard in the fall.
Nice. Congratulations.
Thank you.
What are you going to go study?
Biomedical engineering and neuroscience.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. So you're in the path of doing amazing things, and this is huge. And leaving now that you're leaving Albany High School, you graduated. What would you say to the future students, especially Black women, to get to reach this success?
I would say like the biggest thing for me was like understanding if you can see it, you can be it. And I say that in the sense that like representation really does matter. People talk about it all the time, but it really like does make a difference to see someone doing something that you can envision yourself doing. And so I think that for me, like my experience with some of my family members that are engineers, so I saw that when I was growing up. You know, my mom worked at RPI for a little bit, so I saw like other students of color like me that were doing things that I said I wanted to do. And so in that sense, if that's not the case in your field, don't be afraid to be that representation. But then also, like I kind of said earlier, like just know your worth, know that you belong in spaces that make you feel otherwise. And I think that's really important to kind of touch on, just because it is like really discouraging. And I don't want to take away from understanding that like it can be really, really difficult. But at the end of the day, if your passion for whatever you're interested in studying, for whatever you want to accomplish is there, find people that can advocate for you when you can't do it for yourself. But then, also like believe in yourself and just like apply that passion to the fullest, and you'll be happy about the results.
That is amazing. I thank you for sharing that to our viewers, especially our women who are out there. Anything is possible. You did say hard work does pay off. And always believe in yourself and always follow your goals and your dreams. And I really do appreciate you sharing that with me. So now let's get into a little game here. I'm going to put 30 seconds on the clock, all right? Put you on the spot. I'm going to put 30 seconds on the clock and ask you some questions. What are your favorite things? Now, this might come at Albany High different if the teachers is looking at this episode. So I'm going to have to put you on the spot here. But you left, so it's all right. You know what I mean? They can't affect you here. All right. So here we go. Ready?
Uh-huh.
Color.
Favorite color? Blue.
Favorite teacher?
I can't answer that validly, but like maybe top 3. Okay, Landman, Modio, and Finfield, Katie. They're all good. I can't do that.
Favorite food?
French fries.
Favorite administrator?
I don't even know that many. I'll just say the principal. I don't know.
And that's our time. I really do appreciate it. I know that was gonna hit you. That's why I put a second, the teacher one. I knew that was gonna hit you strong. So, any big plans for the summer?
I'm doing an internship at Albany Med as like a mentor, but other than that, I kind of just want to relax and enjoy my last summer here. So, hanging out with my friends, like going to Great Escape, doing all fun stuff. Like that's really my.
There you go.
Just chilling out for the grind.
Awesome. Well, once again, I do appreciate you stopping by here on Talk About It Flex. Good luck to you, and thank your mom for helping me set this up with you. I do appreciate it, and I hope you enjoy your summer and good luck at Harvard. I'm expecting some big things, and we'll definitely do a follow up. Hopefully, when I open a newspaper or watch the news, it's you doing something amazing. So
Thank you.
Amazing things. Keep being a blessing and keep being a leader. Okay.
Thank you.
No problem. Thank you so much for coming on.
It's now my pleasure to introduce you to the valedictorian of the class of 2021, Onovu Otitigbe Dangerfield, Albany High School, first